Hi, if you can hear me. Hi. I realize it doesn't always pick up immediately. Hi, it's Claire, your intuitive reader, um, here live with you to hang out. Here's Koala. So I see there are a few people. Well, I'll wait till you guys get settled. Have a little tea and coffee while I'm waiting for you. So let's see. It's a beautiful Thursday day here. Oh, your moderator's logged in as me. I'm saying hi to myself. Funny. So, how are you guys doing? Welcome. I'll get everybody get settled. Come in and get comfortable and hang out. So, we'll see if anybody says hi. Oh, hi, Sheena. Hi, Leslie. How are you doing today? Where are you guys located? Hi, Speak So Well. Thank you for being here and helping keep the things flowing. Hi, Cristobal. So, how is everybody? Where does everyone live? I like to know that. In Colorado? Oh, so you have snow right now. Wow. So, I have the opposite. I have a lot of heat right now. Who else? We're in New York, Phoenix, Arizona. Okay, so you probably have some heat, Cristobal. My children's stepmom lives in Arizona, so I know it's very warm. I don't think I've ever been to Arizona, though. It seems like a nice place, though. Probably good for allergies. So, big time snow. Stay safe. Wow, what a weird year. Like, I live in California, and in Southern California, where I'm from, there's all these fires because of the heat and the wind. There's a lot going on around the world when it comes to weather. It's a little insane right now. Yeah, it's I put my heart out there for everyone out there that's dealing with something. You're tired of it a bit. Yeah, the constant heat, I'm sure, can get a little bit overwhelming, monotonous. I do like the seasons. As California, I live in Northern California now, and I kind of enjoy the changes in the seasons. I love Santa Barbara, where I'm from. It's always beautiful. We do have some storms, but overall it's really beautiful. But it is nice to see the leaves change a little more here. Much love to California. My brother lives in LA. Oh my gosh, I hope he's okay. I have some friends that are affected by the fires, and it's pretty scary. It's all right. I'm here watching about 2 minutes behind the live. So if you press the corner, it'll catch you up, and then you won't be off by a little bit. I realized that. I was like, oh, you can just tap that, and it'll move you to the current spot. So there's some people here. I'd love to get your energy and see. I was going to do. Okay, no problem. Thanks for letting me know. Speak so well. I'm gonna get the energy for the collective real quick. Oh, okay. We were talking about fires, right? And so what I see here is the first card we have is 54 Wrath. And I think what this has to do with is a lot of stuff is coming up. In order to be the phoenix and rise, you have to, these kind of look like ashes to me. And then these birds are becoming part of that to become the phoenix, this one. And 5 and 4 is 9. It's the year we're in, 2025 adds up to 9. And so I think this is the year of kind of like the wrath of going against the people. It's that energy of like things that were done in the dark, tried to obscure everything, are coming to light, and it's causing a lot of karma. It's not reverse karma, because karma people consider like, oh, they're going to get their karma, but karma is actually just an energy exchange. So it's coming back to the people. And I think that's really hard. It's really hard for a lot of people that have been in power and been in this energy of, oh, I'm getting away with things. Now they're paying the price, and the wrath of reality is coming in. And so this is kind of our opportunity to rise out of the ashes as the phoenix. Like, we've had endings. fires are very, very personal to me. So the reason I started Koala Collective is because I had a dear friend when I was a child who died in a house fire along with her siblings. And she meant the world to me. Even though we were very young, she was one of the kindest people I ever met. And she reminded me of that kind-heartedness of a koala, and I started drawing a cartoon of her as a children's book. And so then when I started this, I started with one koala because I have a condition called koala stress syndrome. It's adrenal insufficiency. And it reminded me of that drawing I had done of her. So she's always here with us. And yeah, so fires, whenever there's a fire, I feel very, you know, like I have to deal with some issues that come up. You know, I think I always have dealt with them, but, you know, I'm here decades later after her passing, and it still brings it up. It's still like a constant thing. So, you know, that's what an impact something like that can have on people. So remembering that, like, this isn't going to be an easy transition, you know, as things crumble and fall. They also create an opportunity for rebirth. You know, the Phoenix is about rebirth. It's about coming into your fire, to your action, and then coming forth as your true self, the true essence of who you are. Sometimes things have to disappear and be put, you know, away. There's 13 people in here right now, and that's the death card. So that's the ending of something, but that's also rebirth. That's an opportunity for new beginnings. She was one of the kindest people I've ever met. Thank you, Leslie. Yeah, one of the most genuine, kind, amazing people I had ever met. And it just shows me that we can't discount people because of their age, their abilities or non-abilities, because each person gives something very amazing to the world if we take the time. She was very poor. I lived in Oakland at the time, I lived in a very bad neighborhood in Oakland growing up. And she lived in a project, and they had boarded up the windows. And so this was completely preventable. So I believe in making a change for the people, because that should never happen. Okay, so you got resistance. So this is number 40, which is 4, which is the foundation in the 4 of Wands is the foundation card in the tarot, and then 0, the Fool card. So what I see is that as, you know, the karma comes to the people, as you guys are getting what's rightfully yours and having a rebirth as your true selves and living in your passion, you're going to get a lot of resistance. You're going to get a lot of pullback because people don't want you to, kind of like with the tower, let it fall so that you can create something new. So just remember that you don't have to push up against resistance, that resistance is something that like if we're resistant to resistance, it's going to be even stronger. It's this energy. So if you're resistant, you'll attract resistance. And if you just are like, okay, whatever, you have your opinions. You know, I come on here all the time and I hear people's opinions all the time. And I'm like, wow, that's wonderful. Good for you. You have an opinion. Do you have any education behind that, or do you have any thought processes behind that? But, you know, you have an opinion. Good for you. And I'm not going to resist them. I'm not going to fight with them, because that resistance will just attract more. Hey, Albert. Hey, Masood. Hi, Charles. Hi, Mac. Okay. So I'm going to ask Speak So Well today, because we're doing the readings. I just wanted to do a few minutes to connect with the collective energy, because it's a lot right now. There are a lot of political, social, you know, environmental things going on, and it's causing a lot of disruption with people. And you either are resistant to that or you go with it. And I think that's the theme here. These are very interesting cards. Like we have wind and basically fire. And so if there's a lot of wind, if you add to that, you will fuel that fire. So be careful about that. Like, what are you attracting? Okay, so who should I start? Are any of the people on the list here that, let's see, I'm just gonna look over and see. Okay, let's see, are any of these people here? I don't know if Speak So Well's back, because Speak So Well said be right back. So, but the first person in here was Sheena. Sheena, are you still in here? And Sheena, if you are, so I'm going to ask everybody to formulate their question, because I'm going to go through these. These are a faster reading when I do my pop-ins for coffee. Oh, here, Sheena D is here. And Sheena D, should I use a mediator, an attorney, or both for my case? I actually saw your comment yesterday, and I started thinking about it. And I wanted you to think about what is your aim there. So those are very different things. So a mediator will mediate. It will reduce the amount of resistance between the two parties, so you can mediate. An attorney is going to come after the person. They're going to have wrath. They're going to come towards the person, and like they're on the defense. They're coming at that person that way. So I would start, if you want to have a meeting of the minds, if you think there is a possibility to work together, my first thing would be to go with the mediator and not go up against the resistance, but actually try to work with the energies so it doesn't like fuel the fire. That's my first guess here. So I don't know if that's helpful, but that's what I'm getting. I'm getting very clearly that, yeah, so this is number 44. This is scavenge. So sometimes when you go in with a mediator, if there's any ability, if there's even like a teeny piece of a possibility of working things out, that is the best course of action in every way. Now, if you can't do that, then like if you really think about it and you're like, this person is never going to like compromise. They're just never going to compromise. I truly feel that. It's not a fear. It's actually something that, I'm looking at the facts and I'm going like, no, this person isn't going to compromise. Then what I would say, not your question. Okay, you're not, it says, okay, there must have been a mistake there. Okay, so whoever's reading that is, I will get back to it because I do have an answer for you. So can you tell me your question then? Because it must have gotten messed up on my list. It says Sheena 11, Sheena D. So that's not your question. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. Well, whoever's question that was, that's how I started to answer it. But I'll get back to your energy. Okay. Yeah. Speak So Well help me with the list. No problem. People make mistakes. That's the kind of thing. We need to go with the flow, not be resistant. I'm not angry. No one's angry. So is Sheena, what is your question? Do you have a question? Because it does really help me answer something. So what is that question? And I can do my best to answer it. I wasn't on last night, so I'm not sure what you're talking about, TWC. I was on yesterday afternoon. What are Paul's energy and feelings towards me? Okay, let's see. I don't know who Paul is, but we'll check into your energy. Okay. Okay. I'm going to use these cards. Okay, you're asking about someone's energy. I want to get something very clear. Okay, yeah, I'll use the animal cards. Okay. Okay, what I get here is Paul might be a little shy. Not shy in general, maybe, but maybe. But Paul has kind of a tentative. So you got the Deer card in reference to this energy, and this says, take note of the messages and whispers and secrets adrift on the breeze. So this person might speak a little. Hi, Allie. Hi, Dee. Hi, C. This person might have kind of like a like step back and observe, send out a little message, a little like, hey, are you safe? Should I proceed? And it might be hard to pick up on, because deer are very like watchful animals. They're very like taking a step back and kind of observing, using their ears. They can turn them kind of like radar dishes, and they're like looking around because they're not sure. You know, at a moment's notice, they can switch directions and go a different way. So I get that Paul's, you know, might be interested in you, but this person's not going to come right up to you and be like, hey, I like you. You know, you want to go out, or you want to hang out, or even if you're in a relationship with them, they're going to continue this because this is their nature. So I don't know if this is resonating. Okay, let's see. Hi, Blissful. Hi, Shyame. Hi, hi, Outside. Again, yeah, so you got the B, and what this tells me is his hard work is rewarded with responsibility and a sweetness that is shared. This person feels like they're very like deliberate about what they do, and just like a bee, it's kind of like, you know, it can switch directions. What I'm getting here is like this person is very kind of quiet and reserved, and they can change directions really quick. If they get an indication that someone might reject them or isn't going to respond the way they want, they'll just put out a little bit and be like, hey, are you receptive? And if that person gives any indications, even if it's not intentional, they'll kind of like pull back, change directions, and take off. And you're like, wait, where did you go? What happened? And so some people, are you willing to deal with that? Are you willing to deal with that energy of being like, oh, well, you know, you're going to have to always be the pursuer. So like if this person's like a deer and you're like this bee, you're going to always have to go to the flower. You're going to always have to pursue that nectar. Are you willing to do that in a relationship? Not everybody is. Not everyone is willing to do that. The King of Cups. Yeah, because this person is very sure about who they are emotionally. They're like, but I don't want anybody, because like when you add anything to a cup, a cup of water, a cup of liquid, if you add even a little bit of sediment or a change in it, it gets in the entire cup. So this person is very careful about who they mix with, who they interact with, who they share their emotions with. So you have to decide whether you want that relationship long term. If you don't, you know, I wouldn't do that. And so you decide. That's really your choice. But I do get that they are kind of, they're curious about you, just like a deer. I get that feeling. I just keep seeing that deer like kind of like going, like which way should I go? So I don't know if I'd want to be the pursuer all the time, but that's really up to you. And then hummingbird, kangaroo. This is all like fast moving energy. Like I'll just change direction when it's not going well for me. So do you really want that kind of interaction? And if you do, hey, go for it. But just be prepared that will, that's a reality of this relationship, of this energy. Okay, so is there someone else on the list? I enjoyed your energy. And if the person who was talking about using a mediator, attorney, or whatever is in here, I do have an answer for you. So, okay. Alley Cat, taking time for self-care is important. I had it. Okay. So Allie, are you on this list, or should I just? Oh, she's not here yet. Oh, it was Shavita. Okay, I'll put. Oh, okay, it was just on the wrong line. That's all. No big deal. No harm. We're going to have problems, right? No, no, no. Wait, what? Sunshine, you left your name, your name earlier. Okay. So I'm going to go with, on the Thursdays, I go with what Speak So Well says. I'm just going to tell you, so this, you know, like this would be like if you stopped in on a thing. If someone gets me, you know, does a super thanks or something, they're going to move to the front because I am, you know, I'm going to give them, they're calling in my time. But if you're on the list, I'm more likely to get to you too. And I'm going to go with what Speak So Well says. If you're like spamming, Speak So Well is going to put you out. Alley Cat is next. Great. Hi, Allie. Do you have a question? I really like the specific questions lately. It's been really helping people. We had an intense reading yesterday. I remember that. I was actually thinking about your reading. I was like, whoa, they don't always stick with me because I do a lot of them and in these quick ones, but your reading was very, what would you eat? Cold pineapple pizza with honey added. Well, yeah, that sounds interesting. Okay, so if you don't have, Allie, if you don't have a specific question, we can kind of continue. Oh, let's look into my career. Okay, cool. So I pulled, this is the Light Seers deck. I pulled the Seven of Wands, and that's about work. That's about putting things into work. And not being defensive about what's coming in. See how she's meditating and the light is around her. She almost looks like she's in a protective globe. And I have a globe over here that looks very similar like that. So what I see here is making sure that your energy is very protected right now, because whatever you're trying to attract business-wise, career-wise, it's all the same energy. Love, relationships, you know, prosperity, it doesn't matter. It's an energetic thing. So when you're trying to pull in that energy to rest. So yeah, what I'm saying is to use that time to focus your energy. Like create a bubble of light around yourself, meditate, cleanse your energy. If you know how to do that, that's great. If you don't, just close your eyes. Imagine a big bubble like Glenda, and you're in there and you can float around, you can flip around because it's your bubble of energy. You can do anything you want in there, and that can revitalize you. Imagine light in there and absorbing into your body. Sorry, koala. So, and then you got the star. And so see this now, like anything outside of you, you can call back your energy. I would really do that. I would really focus your energy, make sure that nothing is in your space. No one should be in this space. No one should be interfering. There should be no one, not higher beings, not anybody you know, no one. No one should be in this space. And then I want you to imagine the sun above your head, and I want you to call it back into this protective bubble. All your energy, it's yours. So I want you to call it back into yourself, because this is going to start to revitalize you. Right now, you need kind of a restart, a refresh, like flushing out the system and then bringing it forth. Drink some water, maybe take a salt bath, do all the things that'll cleanse your energy, but just be very present and purposeful in every moment that you're doing it. And then once you do that, you'll be able to see how much of your energy is outside of you, and you can bring that back into you, and you'll start realizing things, because this is the star. It'll start sparking things again. But first you got to clean everything out. So like having a clean screen, if you're taking a picture, you don't want like smudges and stuff like that. You'll get a distorted picture. You won't get clarity. You'll miss things. So that's what I'm getting. My whole, yes, yay, it's draining. Well, yeah, it shouldn't be effort. So I want you to kind of surrender to it. I feel like you're trying really hard. And, you know, one of the things I want you to remember is that when you're breathing correctly, when you're really in that present space, it's effortless. It's not work. It's very effortless energy. And I want you to really make sure that your headspace is very clear, is just you, like going into this completely empty space, because you're spending a lot of your energy trying. And this is supposed to be something that's without effort. It comes very easily. It's just, you know, it's like letting go of a rope that you've been holding on to because you think you're going to fall. You have to just trust that when you let go of it, when you're in the safe bubble, that you've created a safe space, that when you release that you're actually going to float. And that's hard to believe. But once you believe it, it makes it a lot easier. Okay. So who is next? You do dragon breaths? Ooh, that sounds interesting. You should do a video about that. I want to know about that. I totally watched that. I am having a great day. I am having a really good day. It is beautiful here. And I know I'm very lucky in that. I feel very fortunate to have that be the reality. So it's a beautiful day. I'm enjoying it. I'm here with you guys. Who couldn't be having a good day? Make sure you guys are hydrating, taking care of yourselves. You're welcome, Allie. I really hope that helps. Okay, is that person on the list or no? I'm just going to look. Okay, so if you have a specific question that really does help, Masad, what is your question? Okay, what is your question? Is there any hope? Well, yes, there's always hope. You know why? Because I know this sounds stupid, but you woke up today. And whenever you wake up and whenever there's a new moment, that is a new opportunity for hope. We have no other choice but to decide in every moment that we're going to have hope or we're going to not have hope. There's been a lot of trials and tribulations in everyone's life about my love. Well, do you feel like there's hope in your love? Because if you don't, if you have a doubt in your mind, there's no hope. And even this doubt, this momentary doubt that you have, if you're not correcting it with, yes, there's hope, then you won't. Okay, you got love though. So, and this is 14, and we have Valentine's Day coming up. So I think this is kind of fun. But you have to find that within yourself first. What I'm seeing here is you have to be an attractive flower we got a bee earlier. You have to be an attractive flower to the bee. You have to be like open and fragrant and feel like you are that open to someone else. You're hoping for 4 years? Okay. Now let's see. What cards should I use for you? Use these. Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm getting something about go outside more, be in nature. What kind of person do you want to attract? If you want to attract someone, you have to go to the places where you would meet someone that would resonate with that. Like if you're an outdoors person, then go outside. If you're not an outdoors person, do not go outside and try to find love, because then you'll attract somebody who's an outdoors person and you don't like outdoors. You like movies, go to movies. Go to just continue to be a regular at places that resonate with you. I am getting a lot. I'm getting a lot of nature though. So going somewhere that resonates with you, that's your natural environment. And like when I was dating after my divorce, I went and did outdoorsy stuff because that's what I enjoyed. I wanted to attract someone who did things that I like to do. And you know, that person doesn't have to love it the same way you do. They just have to have an appreciation for it. And I went to a lot of cafes. I went to a lot of restaurants. I wasn't afraid to go out by myself and be open, because sometimes when you're with friends and stuff like that, people don't know that you're single. So it's important to start fresh. Here you got scorched lands. It's to start fresh and find the place that works for you. You cannot attract love from your living room or your bedroom. You're going to attract the wrong thing. It's not going to be love. We can click on all these different things, but we have to actually go into the world and interact with people that resonate with us. Maybe you're really into anime. Maybe you're really into, so go to one of those places where you can actually interact with people who resonate with you. Find someone that actually you could have a long-term relationship with. Maybe the universe is like, hey, you're not ready yet because you're not going to the places. You're going to attract someone that you don't resonate with. You know, maybe something about travel, moving around, going, like I said, going to places that will pull in the kind of person you want. I got train and library and workspace. So these might be all be really good areas to look for someone. And you just have to be open, because I get kind of that there's some defensive energy, and I know that that's usually the 7, but I do get some kind of defensive energy. Maybe you have to be around people. Maybe you're not going out enough, but don't want no one. I don't know what you're saying, but in this, yeah, I think going on a trip, thank you, Dee. I think going on a trip will really help you in this situation, and changing your scenery. What are you looking for? Maybe you're not clear on the energy that you want to attract, the relationship you want to attract. So the universe is like, well, if you don't know exactly what you want, I can't answer your question. I've noticed that the divine God, whoever it is that we're calling on, can't read our minds. We have to ask for very specific things, because it's like an answer. I know it's not Santa Claus, but if we were to say, oh, to Santa Claus, hey, Santa Claus, we want, I want a toy. Okay. Santa Claus can't read your mind. What are you talking about? You have to at least have it in your own mind, even about love. And I know that sounds weird, but it's just like you're making the decision of what you're attracting. Okay, so who is next? Speak so well. Who is next? Sunshine is next. Okay. I really need clarity on whether I will move into a new job soon. Opportunities have not materialized yet, so please guide me around stability, financial, emotional, and love. Okay. You're welcome. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay. Okay, what I see is this is the King of Wands, and when I was looking at it, he's actually surrounded by sharks. So you might be in a very congested job market. And so you might have to actually venture into different waters. You have to go out of your comfort zone, because there's too many people that are going after the same kind of career opportunities as you are. So what's making you stand out? What's your standout? So if you can't change your ocean, your pond, what can you do to stand out from the other sharks, from the other people in your work environment? Because this is really it's going to be what changes your fortune, what changes the direction of the ship, of your ship. So you have to decide. See, here now in this card are fish. So you're now the shark in a sea where you're the only shark, and there's just other fish. They are not doing what you're doing. So there's not the competition. You are actually a standout in this environment. So you have to change your direction or change your focus, because you know the wands, the King of Wands is all about focus, that energy, that power, that passion. And this is going to change the direction of your life. You're going to create a different environment, a different opportunity. It's going to feel different. So you see the fish are now going around the world you've created. So you've created order in this world where they didn't have it. And so you see you steered the wheel, and now it's turning. But you can't do that currently in the environment you're in. It just won't work because there's too many just like you doing the exact same thing, you know. And it's kind of like on YouTube here. There's a ton of tarot readers. There's a ton of intuitive readers. There's a ton of people giving advice. And you know, what makes you special? Why should people listen to you? What makes you different? If you're going to be in an environment that's very congested with the same sort of energies and careers and stuff like that, what's going to make you different? You know, how strong is your foundation? And so as we have the full moon coming up, and, you know, on the 11th, we have that 111 portal, you know, start thinking about that. Start clarifying, which direction do I want to go? Because you have the power to, you know, like create your own, you know, world here, your own environment, your specialty. But you have to decide if you're going to stand out in the current crowd that you're in, or if you're going to change directions and move into a different pond, a different ocean where you're actually the only one of you. Okay. I don't know if that helped, but if they'll help you. So they can't be doing exactly what you do. So I wouldn't suggest you like get together with, if you're an accountant, I wouldn't say get together with another accountant. I would surround people that that you can gain something, grow something with, being not competition. There should be no competition with whomever you're working. You have to have an understanding with these people that you're like, I'm trying to stand out in this and actually make a movement in this direction, and these people should want to help and work with you in kind of a symbiotic relationship. Okay. Okay, so who is next? Who is next? I saw somebody did give a thanks, which I really do appreciate. I want to make sure I get to that person. Oh, D. Okay. Thank you. Up next, I just saw that. Okay, D and then TWC. But first, I'm going to get to D. D is next. Thank you, TWC. I'm at a crossroads and looking for guidance. I commented this morning about my situation for more context, but I understand if you don't have time to read it. Let me see. If it was on this morning, I might have it. D. I don't see you on the list. So I will, do you want to give me more clarity on it? So let's see. Okay, let's see. D's energy. Oh, yeah, if you speak so well, he can actually give you the email where I can set up a found channel and feel like it was meant to be. I've been encountering various guardian angels lately and embracing synchronicities. My ears have been ringing for the last month. I think that's great. That's usually ascension signs, because you're being aware of things we normally discount. It starts becoming too much to discount. Okay, so the first thing you got, sage cleansing and ritual. I'm just reading what you're saying. So this flipped out and it is reversed, which it wasn't supposed to be reversed. But what I see here is you're kind of at this place where you're like, you want to make a decision, you want to move forward, but you're feeling kind of like stuck. You're kind of feeling like, Should I venture out of the water? Should I like go this direction or this direction? Your energy is feeling a little split, like kind of like staying in one place. I feel like you're trying to move, but that effort is actually causing more waves. It's causing the water to be a little murky. You know, like when you're trying to look at a pond and then all of a sudden, you know, you throw a pebble in there and you're like, oh, now I can't see. Or a fish pops up, or you know, a bird lands on. It's beautiful, but it disrupted the calm of the water. So because you're moving back and forth between deciding which direction you want to go and what you want to focus on, it's causing a little clarity to not be there. And so and so it's causing like confusion, like, you know, it's stirring up things and then you're focusing on that. And I get a lot of that zigzagging energy. But the great thing about this is the 10 of Cups is coming up as the result. Once you focus your energy, once you really hone in on what direction you want to go, and you're like, oh, another bee just flew by. So I've been getting that a lot, a bee. And so once you're zigzagging a little too much, you got to stay still. So I would dedicate as much time as you can to staying in the present moment, doing some meditation, being really grounded in that moment, and then you can make a decision on which way to go, because you got the Ace of Cups and the 10 of Cups. So there's a lot of abundance here. You have to decide whether you want to go towards this like celebratory, already established feeling, or if you want to start something new and add to that. It'll take a little longer if you go this direction, but I see that you're having fun exploring. So I don't know your situation too well, but I do feel the need to direct your energy and yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading what you're saying. Oh, okay. Yeah, the Pisces. That's what I'm, yeah, that water. Yeah, you're in your feelings. And I just heard there's a Pisces where something's going into Pisces right now, so it's bringing up a lot. It's bringing up a lot of energy, feelings from the past. I'm just reading what you said. Okay. So I'm just going to see if there's anything else, and then I will move on. Okay, more cups, 6 of Cups. So yeah, this is a lot about going within. So whichever direction you go, you're going to have, I want you to have fun with it. I really like this card because it is all about fun, exploring who you are, getting to know yourself energetically, be amused when you're meditating. I know that's really sounds weird, right? But I want you to be amused as much as possible. Like, yeah, you might appear, you know, just laugh at random things. You watch something funny. Really focus your energy and your expansion on being joyful. Okay. So next, I love Uno, actually. It's one of my favorite games. And it takes a lot of strategy to win. So TWC. Can I have, what are you mean your real Taurus cards? Oh, that's great, Dee. I'm so happy to hear that. Here's my question again. Okay, thank you. I would appreciate that, because I was doing her reading. Okay. What? So your question is, sorry. Can I have my real Taurus cards? I don't understand the question. I'm trying to see if you said something else. I don't know what that means exactly. I'm just going to see what I start getting for you in the book. Thanks for that. I'll make sure she gets your advice. Oh, thank you so much. I was struggling with that. I have this other plant, and it like touched the walls and it like started turning brown. It's really weird. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. They've been watered, but that doesn't seem to be the issue. So thank you for the advice. I'll real-time tourist cards reading with net jokes like the other tarot I was at. Okay, okay, I don't understand. But what I'm getting from you is a reminder that everything you put out in the world, if you have good intentions, if you have the right energy, the right feeling towards it, it's going to come back to you by 3. I think people forget that. Like, so if you're very resistant or if you want wrath towards others, then that's going to come back at you times 3. So let's work with energies within ourselves. I am so confused by your question, but I'm going to just see what your energy is because I don't, I'm not very clear on what you're asking. Okay, I'm going to laboratory. Okay. So TWC, what I see is that what you're working on, kind of establishing your home base, your foundation. When I see home, I think of your space, who you are, your home. You are your home. And what I'm seeing is you're going to have to fine tune something in your environment. Something about your energy is a little disconnected. I don't know if it's something you're eating or you're not drinking enough water. But what I'm getting is that you need to reformulate. You know, maybe something's causing an allergic reaction. It could be something in your home. Maybe you're allergic to something in your home. We were talking about the plants touching the wall right before I started your reading. And to me, that said, like, it's not working for you. It's actually messing up your balance. So what could that be? Could have something to do with coffee. Maybe you're drinking too much caffeine, or caffeine might help you in this situation. So let's get some. Yeah, but you gotta figure this out, because when I'm seeing this crossroads card, but what I'm actually seeing in this card is like DNA. There's something that is going on in your system that needs to be balanced. I don't know if it's, there's a sign. Your YouTube's been glitching a little bit. Yeah, there's something out of whack. There's something that could totally be like, there's something, you know, like, I like computers. So like you see them defrag and then everything gets in a line. There's something out of whack. It needs to be fine-tuned. It's an issue that you have to go in and you're like, oh, okay, I'm not connected directly to this network, or you know, there's an interference. You've got to figure out what that interference is. I would experiment. I'd really look at it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there's something going on there. I don't know what it is. Okay, let's see. Okay, you got the star. So yeah, something's getting in the way of this connection. What I see here is like, so this is kind of like this flow of energy, this flow of information, because the star card is about information. So so something is trying to kind of get in the way of what you're bringing forth. That I hear a lot from people who come on here. They're like, oh, you know, every time I try to start something, something disrupts it. So keep fine tuning. The star is Aquarius energy. So that's like looking at the fine details, looking at the information, looking at the data. What is the data showing you? So like, think about that. Think about, like, go in there and like fine tune your YouTube channel. Like, go on YouTube Studio, see if there's a disconnect, and what you're trying to to create. There just might be some small detail, but it needs to be put in alignment before things can manifest. I get something about mixing things up, like a cross, like something's crossing the wrong way. Okay. What is their information they don't want? Yes. Yeah, they don't want you to say something. I'm getting a lot of blue energy, which is this throat chakra. And there's something that they don't want you to, and when I say they, this is energetic. You know, like one person's truth gets out there and then people listen and they start thinking, and then it starts a chain reaction. It starts a change, a divergent path for people. And so really paying attention. If your algorithm's off, you know, fix it. It's going to really change your reach. Okay, so who is next? Okay, Radhika. And Radhika, did you have a career guidance? Okay, we can do that. Let's see. I've been enjoying these cards today. Okay, career. Ooh. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Ooh. You got the Cobra. I've never gotten this one. I've gotten a lot of Cobras and other cards, but change is inevitable. But with it comes a chance to shed a burden. So I feel a career change. Like, Cobras are very interesting. Like, you see people charm Cobras and stuff with music. So what I see is you working more with the energy that's going to help you career-wise, going against, like, I keep getting this because these first two cards, don't go up with resistance, because you're going to create, you know, more fire, more destruction, more problems, stumbling blocks. But if you work with it, you're like, this isn't really working, so I'm having to fine tune it. I'm having to change careers. You know, I see this as a snake in the grass. So there may be someone around you in your current career who's kind of like hidden how sneaky and backbiting they are. And that's going to get in the way of your growth. That's going to get in the way of you actually working and growing and expanding in your career. So this might be an opportunity to change your environment, your career, if possible, so that you can actually work around people that are not snakes in the grass. And that change will give, will release a burden and actually give you an opportunity to grow. So let's get a few cards for you. The Fool. I love that. Like I was saying, you know, a change, and then shedding burdens, and then on a new path. That's what I'm getting very strongly for you, is that I think you'll feel a lot better if you're not around energies that are actually, you know, they're not right up in your face doing something. This is that feeling you get. And trust that feeling. Trust that energy, because that's telling you the truth. You know, you can feel it. Just like the Cobra can be soothed with music or riled up, that energy of you can feel when it's right and when it's not right. So I want you to trust yourself. I love that. See the infinity sign at the Fool? That to me is talking about the snake. It's the snake that bites its own tail and it just keeps going around. So you can create a lot of infinity, a lot of abundance in your career if you change who you're around, if you trust your instincts. Okay. Who is next? Frugal Gardener. Did you want to... Oh, no. Is that... Who's next? Is that I Cordy? I Cordy. It's so funny. I've had people tell me they can't hear me. And then other people can hear me and they talk about my voice. And so I'm like wondering, what about my voice is not picking up for everyone? I think that's interesting. Okay, do you have a question? So I want everybody, as you're coming in here, you formulate a very specific question so that I can, these are just quick reads. And like I've told people, so there's no cost for this. But if you do give a super thanks, buy me a cup of coffee or tea or whatever you feel, you are going to get moved to the front of the line. It's like reserving my time. Like I said, it's not necessary, but it does give you a better chance. That's just the way things are. Okay, what is your question? Okay. My question is, where am I going? I'm feeling a little lost. Okay. So the best thing I can tell you when you're feeling lost is to not keep going in that direction. The first thing, and I keep getting this for you guys today, the resistance. So like if you're feeling lost and you just keep going into the woods, if you keep going in that direction, you're like, well, I don't know where else to go. Stop. Stop. Stay still. Start picking up on, you know, what is around you. What do you hear? What do you see? What do you smell? You start realizing that you're actually a little more familiar with where you are, and you don't want to go that direction. I'm just reading what's going on in the chat. So the first thing I'm getting is, I don't know if you meditate, and I hated meditating. Hated it. I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. I was like, I'm never doing this, and that probably is what my resistance was to doing what I do now, is because I hated meditating. I was like, I'm not going to do this. It's miserable. It makes me so uncomfortable, and I hate it. But as I learned to meditate, I learned to actually really enjoy it. I was like, oh, the pain I'm feeling when I meditate, the resistance I'm feeling is because I'm getting closer to a different path. I'm having to go through the barbs. I'm having to go through the thickets. I'm getting scratched up, and I'm like, it's trying to tell me to stop because I'm about to go through a gate, a portal. I'm about to go and have a higher understanding of who I am. So my first thing here is, oh, you do meditate. Great. Keep that up, because what I'm getting here is you're expecting a very specific answer and a specific way of telling you what direction you need to go to, but your question might be too vague. And you might be expecting to get the answer in a very specific way. So you've got to be open. Like, see how she has a snake on her lap, and there's all these other animals and stuff, but she's got her eyes closed. So it's that kind of energy of you're only opening your eyes, only seeing the things that you accept as signs, accept as forms of direction, of instinct, of synchronicity. So remembering that when we ask for answers, they may not come in the language that we understand. We'll have to look and feel what that feels like. What is that energy telling us? And so trusting yourself here, we're getting a lot of this like deer bee energy. So be aware, like the deer. The deer is always present for any signs. They don't discount them. They're like, ears are always twitching. And this deer with the King of Wands has a full set of antlers. So it's been around. So you know that you know all of this. I get that you understand this psychologically, like intellectually. What I don't know is if you're feeling it. You've got to feel it within yourself. It's not something you can actually articulate. I use the cards because I can't articulate all the energy readings I'm getting for people. It's different languages, different understanding. I don't know what you guys are, what resonates with you. So really going back into your headspace and not having any preconceptions of what something means. If you see a snake, you're going to be like, oh, I'm afraid of snakes. Okay, but maybe that snake is actually like you were looking for water and that snake goes to the water, or that snake goes to the food because you're stuck in the woods. So like be aware that signs, directions don't always come in ways that we understand, and we have to be open to using our instincts and our higher knowing. Yeah, see, resistance to change. Yeah, it's just like we often continue along the same path, even though it's making us miserable, because we're like, we already went on this. I've been on this path for 2 days, 10 years, and you're like, but the universe is like, well, I've given you the out here, but you've got to like turn around, go back, go through this thicket and all that, and a lot of people are like, nah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And we have 55 people in here right now. So that 5-5 energy, that like change is actually an opportunity for to release something and to move in a new direction. We have to be willing, like the Fool in the tarot, to move forward without anything. It's like, oh, okay, well, that didn't work. Like kids, they wouldn't continue along the same path just because they had been there. They changed direction. They're like open to that. Oh yeah, thank you. Press the like button. That really does help. And like I said, if you want to get me a cup of coffee, I appreciate that. If you want a private reading, I am starting to do that. You can contact Speak So Well or just ask Speak So Well. Why are you spamming me, Speak So Well? I'm just giving you a hard time. Okay, so who is next? That was really, I liked your energy. Keep it up. Be open to change. Like, be willing to be like, oh, don't resist change, because you're going to attract resistance. We don't want that, right? So we've got to create what we want to attract. And it's the rule of 3. If you put it out there, yeah, it might feel like, oh my God, I got to go backwards. I got to do this. But along the way, going back to the path that you want to be on, you meet the love of your life. You meet your best friend. You run across an animal that becomes a part of your life, or you just find a beautiful butterfly and you're like, wow, I would have never seen that. I would have never seen that if I hadn't changed directions and quit resisting what, my true path is. You're not losing anything. Just think about that. They were all experiences. You have every experience you did on that path. Now it's time to change paths. Now it's time to stop going down the scary, dark path, going deeper and deeper into the woods because we don't want to turn around. I get that a lot. I mean, hey, until I started meditating, I was very much like that. No, I have to have things my way and this, and it's like, I wasn't happy. So I think that's the most important thing here. Okay. You're a pick-me? What? Oh, you're a pick-me. I love that. Okay. Shaheen. Do I have Shaheen on the list? Yay. What's your question, Shaheen? I would love to answer it. Hi, Claire. I want to know if I'll be able to pass my very important exams coming up. I'm very underconfident. I like that. I love that. I haven't heard that before. And I don't want to give in to the anxiety. So yes, I'm going to go back to whatever we're saying. The first thing I want you to do is, I used to play sports and I had to center myself. I had to be like, whew, feel the anxiety. I want you to close your eyes and feel the like a wave of the anxiety you're feeling, like the worst case scenario, everything that could possibly happen. Feel it for 5 seconds. And I want you to slowly count or put a timer on for 5 seconds. Yeah. Just count in your head, but just let it like hit you. I mean, just let the wave, and don't resist it. Don't resist any part of it. You just be like, okay, this is the worst possible thing that could happen to me. This is the worst outcome that could happen, and feel it hit you so hard. And then after that 5 seconds, okay, you went through that. That was you lived the reality of the worst possible thing that could happen. And you still survived. So I want you to do that, because I had to do that a lot in a lot of things. It's scary, especially when I used to do team sports, because luck. But I do get, so you got 28, which is luck. So you have a better chance of having luck on your side because you imagine what could be the best. Okay, so for the next 5 seconds after that fear wave, I want you to imagine the best outcome and how that would feel. And I want you to let that hit you, because you can change your luck by changing your vibration. You're going to attract what you want. If you want success, if you feel that you're lucky, if you really truly feel it, even for 5 seconds, the universe is like, oh, we're going to give you more of this. So, oh, great. I'm glad. It's hard. It's hard to deal with anxiety. But if we just accept that we're feeling anxious, if it's just like, okay, what, like, okay, you know, and I made it through that feeling. So, yeah, I want you to, so this is number 13, it's displacement. And this is about kind of feeling, so I want you, that's number 13. And then the tarot, that's the death card. So I want you to think about that, like, the worst case scenario and the best case scenario. I literally, I want you to do one after the other. It's very important you do the worst case first and the best case after that, because I want you to feel like the intensity of the emotions you're putting on yourself, like not hide from that, and then feel the elation you can actually create when you empty that space of feeling, you know, down in the dumps. Okay, let's get you a few cards and see if there's any suggestions besides that. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting the same sort of information. See, here's the 7 of Wands. It's about feeling defensive, just like the displacement card. And then you've got the 6 of Bricks, which is about, look, she's just like, ooh, I got this and that. And it's just like that bird in here. Like, see, they're doing the same thing. Mouth, hand, same thing. So it's about balance. It's about balancing. It's about balancing that energy. Not easy to do. It takes practice. That's why I always suggest to people a meditation practice, being very centered, doing it on a regular basis, because if you don't do it on a regular basis, then you'll get out of practice. It's a muscle. Just like I was talking about during sports, you've got to regulate your anxiety or you'll just freak out. And that you'll burn all your energy on freaking out. So do a quick burn and then do a quick manifestation. Okay, who is next? I'm having a good time with you guys. I hope you're well. Hey, put in the comments where you're from. Yeah, I love seeing that, you know, people are all around the world. And I've been doing pop-ups for coffee and tea. It's called Coffee with Claire. And I don't announce those. Speak So Well has been trying to get me to do it every day. And I'm like, okay, I'll try. Okay, so let's see who is next. Ooh, from London. Awesome. I'm glad it helps. I'm really glad. Oh, Barb. Hi, Barb. How are you doing? I haven't talked to you in a while. What is your question? I'm asking for very specific questions so that I can give more directed, since these are quick reads, it really helps me focus in on exactly. If we do a personal reading or something or a longer reading, I'm going to try to do member services where I like go live and then I do some longer reads for people, because then I can get more into the, you know, like the minute details. You don't have a question. You're not going to make this easy on me, huh? Okay. Well, I'll do my best here. I'm not going to resist it. Okay. So we were talking about resistance, and then you got the 9 of Swords. And the 9 of Swords is about being stuck. It's about like, oh my God, I've been through so much. I've been through it all. I am not moving from this place. Look, I've put all these stakes in the ground and I'm sticking here. I'm standing my ground. And then you've got the Queen of Cups. So this is a very contradictory energy. I'm getting that a lot today. There's this energy of feeling really down or stuck and feeling really good and happy. This is kind of the shift. I see a shift on like on the 11th happening, going into the full moon on the 13th. And this is about deciding which direction you want to go. Whatever shift we make, whichever portal we go through, whatever path we decide to go down is going to be how 2025 plays out for you. So it's like, do you want to be in this very grounded, emotionally connected, abundant energy of movement, and water has a lot of power, connected to source? Or do you want to hold on to things that have been already in there because you're afraid? Because you're afraid to move forward. And if you go in this direction, it's like water. It's very unpredictable. Anything could happen. But here, you're guaranteed nothing's going to happen. You might grow a little bit of little trees, but they're so close to each other, they choke each other out. So there's no room for growth here. It's desolate, and there's a lot of room for movement here, but it's scarier. So you have to decide whether you're willing to put yourself out there or if you're going to stay stuck. This is very common right now. I'm getting yes, thank you, Speak So Well. I appreciate anybody who shows my moderator. You know, if it wasn't for Speak So Well, a lot of this stuff wouldn't happen. Helps me out a great deal, and I really appreciate it. It doesn't have to. Does this out of the kindness of their heart. So the Three of Cups. So do you want do you want to be open? Do you want to celebrate? Do you want to be out there, or do you want to continue down this path of feeling stuck? It's really up to you. You can take your stake, you can take your Ace of Wands and move it somewhere else and water it. You can grow something, but you can't take it all with you. The next step is the Ten of Wands, and that's more burden, and that's focusing down, and that's being stuck on a path. So it's really up to you which direction you go. I would, like I've been telling everybody, meditate, really pick up on the fact that the signs you're going to get, you may have already gotten answered about which direction to go, but you might be looking for it to be really direct, like something's going to come out of the woodwork and be like, go this direction. This is the right one for you. It's not going to happen like that. It's like we have to be more aware. When we're in a space of being aware and open and trusting our instincts, then we are going to manifest and attract that energy. Yes, don't. Oh, thank you, Speak So Well. That was very nice. I'm going to do your reading then. Okay. Okay, I'm going to... But the Ten of Pentacles is showing up and the Lovers. So you have the ability to attract all this. But you have to decide to pull up... Look, see, they each have a tree next to them. They don't have, 9 trees like right up there. It would choke out any possibilities. So you've got to decide if you're willing to get out of that space. Okay. But you got the Queen of Cups again. So that just keeps coming out. Like, I hope you choose that path. I hope you choose to put energy into your own cup. Okay, so am I doing your reading next, Speak So Well? Yeah, please don't stay in this energy. It's you have so much possibilities here. The Ten of Pentacles, multiple Queens of Cups. You have a lot of potential. So, like, get out of this feeling any way you can. I just did Barb. Yeah, you can take yours towards the end. That's totally fine. That was Barb's reading. Who is next? Okay. It feels like it got quiet all of a sudden. It's kind of nice. Like, I don't feel a lot of a disruptive energy. Okay, what is your question? Sarah Shistai? Yeah, I have been like really enjoying the sun because it was so windy and yucky and rainy. And I know it doesn't work real well for the camera, but I'm enjoying it. So thank you so much. Yeah, I feel that way. How do you pronounce your name? So it's Sarishti. What is your question? Okay. I'm in love with a person. His name is Bharat. So he's a Taurus. Have any future together? Are we meant to be together? He is in another relationship now. So I'm going to tell you right now, no. No. When you put energy towards a person who's already committed, unless they're polyamorous, unless it's something they're into, you're actually sending out a feeling of wanting their relationship to fail. And when you do that, the universe doesn't like that energy. It's like, well, you want me to have pain inflicted on someone else so that you can feel good. And I'm never going to, unless, like I said, it's an agreement in that relationship that it's an open relationship or polyamorous. But if you're in love with someone who's in love with someone else or is committed to someone else, that's not going to attract good energy to you. But I can see if there's someone else in your energy, because you're also closing yourself off because you're going towards someone who's unavailable and wishing for, I mean, because if you think about it, when we go after someone who's already in a committed relationship, they already have their energy focused on someone else in a different environment. They've created something. We're actually wishing harm to that person. And I don't think that's what you want to do. Well, no, he's not confused. No, he's not, because if he wasn't, the only, like, getting involved with somebody who's saying like, oh, I'm confused, I don't know, they're leading you on. Yeah, that's not true. I'm going to tell you that right now. They're lying to you. They're not confused at all. They're going, can I play this person while I keep this person? So that's not going to actually expand love in your life. That's going to keep you stuck. And why would you want somebody confused? Why would you want somebody to leave someone else to be with you? Don't you see that eventually they're going to do the same thing to you? Everybody thinks they're different, but this is a person's behavior. Thank you so much. This is a person's way of being. So if they're even entertaining you, that isn't a feeling that is going to attract abundance in your life. So I don't know if this is something that you kind of learned as a kid, that if you are drawn to someone, that you should wait for them, or the possibility of having a successful relationship can come when someone's already involved with someone, and then you pursue them, and then they pick you, and then they truly love you. They love you that much. That is actually a toxic thing taught to people, to keep them kind of stuck in a loop of dysfunctional relationships. If the person isn't actually open, they can't offer you a cup. They're kind of like, look, that person sounds like they have a lot of options, and they're keeping people as options, and that's not a healthy environment. That doesn't cost anything. If you do do a super thanks, then you'll be kind of booking your little slot. I don't know if I read for you, Stephanie. I don't think I've read for you yet today. Temperance. Yeah, I want you to pour. And so this, like, instead of focusing on this person filling you up, like here, giving you a cup, they're kind of playing you. Like this is like an adult playing a child because they know that you want their attention, and they're feeding off of it. They're collecting it like, you know, like energy, like, yeah, thanks, I'll take that. And what I want you to do is pour into your own cup. I want you to just focus on you. When you feel so great about yourself, you would never let anybody treat you like this. You would never let somebody treat you as an option. Like, here, look at this, an option. If you felt good about yourself, if you realize that you could create everything within yourself, you don't need anyone else. When you go into a relationship, you should be coming in there as a complete person who does not need another person, who would never settle for that kind of like option behavior. I'm not liking this person's energy, so it's on you, whatever you do. Tauruses, not all of them, but they can be very into their sensual wants and needs. So be careful about that. This person is already exhibiting signs where they're like about themselves and only themselves. I mean, they're not really caring about this other person they're with. That doesn't sound like confusion. That sounds like leading people on. Okay, so who is next? Okay, who is next? What's coming into your life instead is, and I don't even know if that's you asking the question, but I kind of get that. What's coming into your life instead of this is an opportunity to really realize you actually, the only reason you should be in a relationship is if it's adding to your life, if it's helping you grow something else, because you yourself all alone can have the best time by yourself, give yourself everything you could possibly need. And that relationship should be adding to you, not taking away. It shouldn't be you just giving and giving and giving. It should be the other person adding to your life as well. It's a symbiotic thing. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, it's up to you, actually. Just remember that it is up to you. Okay, Allie, what is your question, Allie? The question I have, oh, thank you guys. You guys are being so awesome. You're putting your question right there when you get called. I love that. Hey, KT. Let's see. Your question is, would be best for me to focus on my career path in computer science and technology. Oh, yeah, I like that. I love computer technology. I've gotten some credentials in that. I have to touch up on it. It's been decades. Things have changed a lot, but amazingly they haven't. Like, people don't know how to put in RAM. There's no way to do that in our computers now. They don't know how, they don't know what a processor is, or they don't know much about computers. I was really enjoying the 90s and early 2000s. I live near Silicon Valley. Okay, I'm going to see. So how serious are you about this computer science and technology background? Because I got nightclub and home. So I'm getting that there's a feeling of wanting, what is your intention there? Is it to make money, or is it because you love it? Because what I'm seeing is it's got to be something that you feel high affinity. It's got to be something that you really enjoy, like vibes with you. It's like something that's like you would have fun doing it even if you weren't getting paid for it. Like, you want to get paid for it. I get that. You want the earthly manifestation of it. But if you would rather, like, when you wake up in the morning, just stay in bed and you're like, I'll get to it later. I want you to think about why you're doing it. So if you have an answer, that would be great. Yeah, I don't get that you're going to be happy then, unless you're going to go into something like digital art. I'm not getting the feeling you're going to love this. It's not resonating with you. You would rather do something that feels more creative. Yeah, I'm definitely getting a creative vibe. If you can do them both, but it does seem like maybe this isn't your passion. And that's a hard thing to do because if it's not resonating with you, you're not going to want to keep it up. Um, I've gone down a lot of college backgrounds. I've gotten so many different credentials and certificates and almost degrees, and I always change my mind. And it always comes back to I want to interact with people, and so I'm here. Okay, so let's see. Let's see if there is. Nothing wants to come out of that. Okay, let's try these. Oh yeah, these are good because these are the steampunk deck. So this might give us some clarity. Queen of Swords. Okay, well, do you really enjoy creating? You could think about art differently. Like computers are very interesting in the fact that they use your mind. They use information to create. So is that enough for you? Into art, but I want to do digital art, although I'm not that good at drawing yet. Okay, that's okay. What I want you to do is start thinking about drawing differently. You're working with a computer, you're working with a different system. It has a different way feel. So yeah, I do get this. I'm glad I pulled these cards because what I'm seeing here is kind of like the key here, the portal here is making those two connections. Understanding that it just is a different medium. So like you wouldn't try to paint with watercolors. Like you wouldn't try to paint an oil painting with watercolors because it has different feel. You wouldn't try to use, you know, watercolor paper with charcoal because it's going to have it's going to stay differently. So digital art has a very different feel. It has a different toolkit. So like have fun with it. I want you to really experiment with it and have fun with it. Like the nightclub here is let's like make it fun. Like I think you can be very successful, but you have to think about it differently. You have to think of it as an actual different medium, a different tool in your artistic toolbox. Okay. Yeah, and you know, like I don't know about you, but when I've taken drawing classes and art classes and done my own, um, if I'm really like stiff and I'm like, I need to understand this and I need to do this a specific way, I will limit my creativity. So you have to be completely open like you're a kid, like, ooh, wow, I didn't know it could do that. I didn't know I could use it that way. And then when you expand on it in that positive way and that curious, be very curious. Don't get it in your head that it's anything like regular art. It's not. It's very, very different. It has a different way of coming forward. And what I like about it is it creates things that I could never create myself. I'm starting to really enjoy using the computer and AI and stuff like that to expand on things that I actually can't physically do. Okay. Ooh, that's awesome. You got a gaming PC. I used to want to make games so bad. It was like my dream, but this was like decades ago. Life happened, kids, marriage, stuff like that. But it's never too late. And now we have the tools because we used to have to digitally create each thing and then, you know, put it in and create it in a world. And now you can actually have all those templates and expand and it makes things a lot easier. Yeah, that's so exciting. Well, you know, keep me notified if you know, maybe go on YouTube and like show people what you're doing. I mean, I'm always curious to watch stuff like that. So way to go. You're living the dream. Stephanie Rodriguez is next. Okay, so what is your question? What is your question, Stephanie? The question I have is my ex of 8 years wants to talk again, but I heard He has bad intentions for me, and he is not being honest about his lifestyle choices. No judgment, just want to know. But you should judge. You should judge. I mean, this is your life. You know, like if somebody were to come into your home, of course you would judge them. You're not going to just let anyone, if you're like, oh, this person doesn't have good intentions to me, why would you let them in your home? Of course you would judge. It's okay to be judgmental when that energy, when that activity, when that person is going to impact your life. So that's completely reasonable. We don't have to be nice to the point that we put ourselves in situations of being like, oh, well, you know, I'll give this person a chance. And meanwhile, you're getting the feeling, I mean, people are already telling you this person doesn't have good intentions for you. I would stay away. I would not bring that into my home. I would not bring that into my environment. Yeah, I don't get that this person has good intentions. I usually like the King of Swords, but not particularly. Thank you so much, Barb. I don't get that this person has good intentions. I just don't. I feel like they have a hidden motive. They're like, have this sword over here, this information. Why are they coming back in your life? Okay, because they see that you have something. Maybe they like discounted you back in the day, you know, 8 years ago. That seems like a long time ago to some people, but it can feel like it's right there. You're like right there, like, oh, maybe there's a possibility here. And they're hoping enough time has passed so that you forget about all the crap they did. So what I want you to do is I want you to write down all the crap this person did and how you felt about it. And I want you to meditate on it. I want you to really feel it. I want you to feel like how you felt when this relationship was at its worst and the things that this person did, and don't soften it. Do not like, oh, I'm just going to let the breeze run through, you know, like time heals all wounds. No, it doesn't. It does not heal all wounds, and we shouldn't give everybody a second chance. I'm going to guarantee you that I would not give certain people a second chance in my life. And we need to remember that, like, there's a reason you're not together. It wasn't all great, and 8 years is a long time to put things behind you and forget. So writing it down. Hi, Paul. Hi, Milan. Okay. Yeah, because what I see here, they heard something about you. You're having some kind of glow up with the star here. They're kind of seeing like, oh, they discounted you. They discounted you, and so that's why they just were like, nah, I'm not going to. But they heard something. They might have seen you. They might have seen you. That's fine. But 2 years, yeah. They might have seen you or heard about your glow up, and that's what they really want. They want something from you, and it's not great. It's not going to benefit you. I'm not saying that they have ill intentions, but they want to fill up their cup. Maybe they realized the grass wasn't greener on the other side. But I'm suggesting that you leave this behind. Just leave them on read, or read, or whatever it is, or delivered. Doesn't matter. You can turn off the thing that even shows that you saw the message, and not give this person any more energy. So that's just my opinion. Could be totally wrong, but see, yeah, they're trying to manifest you. They're like thinking about you and trying to manifest you, and that's why they're on your mind. It's not because you're really thinking about them. It's that they're thinking about you and trying to draw you into an interaction with them. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Okay, so who is next? Okay, who's awesome up next? Okay, Milan. Okay, Milan, what is your question? Ooh, you're studying physics? I love physics. So Milan, what is your question? Whose birthday is it? Oh, Harleen, I'll do yours next because it's your birthday. That's pretty cool. Capricorn season. Some of my favorite people are Capricorns. And that's my rising. A general read. Okay. Wait, no. That's not who I'm reading for. Hey, Betty Boop. Great to see you too. Milan. Oh, it needs a sec? Okay. I know, but I don't have a question for Milan. So I can always come back to Milan next. So we've been on for about an hour and 30 minutes. Oh, we have some language, maybe a general reading. Okay. Thank you, Speak So Well. I appreciate that. And then can you put Harleen next? Oh, wait. Okay. Let me think about that question. I don't know if the first part has anything to do. I get that that has something to do with your perception of her. And that actually might be an issue. Yeah, this is what I'm totally getting, and I'm sorry. These are like getting real. I think because you're seeing her as a virgin, that's the first thing you're talking about. I think that's an issue here because, oh, do you mean Virgo? Okay, I want to make sure. I want to make sure. Wait, am I getting something wrong? Do you mean Virgo? And because you said she's a, do you mean, oh, maybe you mean she's a Virgo and you're a Gemini. Will we end up together? Yes. Okay. Okay. I was like, what? I was like, that doesn't make any sense. But now I'm glad we're working on that. You know, I don't want to misunderstand you guys because, hey, I totally understand. If I tried to speak any other language, oh my gosh, I took French in high school. I took Spanish. I tried doing learning, you know, I'm old, cassettes. You know, Duolingo. I'm just not good at languages. So what I see here is this is the 10 of Pentacles. I do see a really good connection. I see something that's could be very long lasting, could have generational abundance, connection, you know, stand the test of time. Oh, no, no, no. No, no. I just wanted, I was like, huh? I think I'm missing something here. And the card I got from the other deck was the Six of Pentacles. So there would be a lot of give and take in this relationship. So I do get a very good vibe from this. Hey, let's just have fun with this, right? It's we're telling stories. So the Ace of Swords. Make sure that going into this relationship, you're very honest with each other. That there's everyone's above board. They're being very truthful about their feelings, intentions, and what they want out of a relationship. That's the way you build. It's kind of like, see, we have the Ace, which is 1 up to 10. That's very quick movement. And what it starts with is the first interaction, and then it builds upon. Each interaction has to have as much transparency as possible. I see people getting in relationships and they put their best foot forward instead of a genuine foot forward. And then that person falls in love with a false narrative. So making sure that this person is falling in love with you and you are falling in love with them because of their true authentic self. And that will be really successful no matter who it is. But I do get a good feeling from this energy, and I really like your energy. This has been fun. So yeah, any lies told at the beginning of a relationship have a way of creating a tower, and that can cause destruction to the entire relationship. So just because you want somebody to think you're successful or super suave or this way or that way, they'll actually fall in love with the person you truly are, and you want that. You don't want somebody falling in love with an illusion, because eventually all deceptions, even unintentional ones, come forward. They come to light. But just believe. Everything's about changing your viewpoint, about the way you interact with someone. Okay. Hi, where in India are you? It's a big place. Yeah, make sure this can move really quickly, but if you move a little slower in this union, in this getting to know each other, then everything that needs to come to light will come to light naturally. From the south, awesome. So, are you near Sri Lanka? That's about is all I know. There's a really cool island, Diego Garcia, off the coast of Sri Lanka, and it's really cool if you're into physics, if you're into gravity and stuff like that. It's a really cool area. Okay. You can tell from the southern accent, huh? That's funny. Okay, so I was going to do, is Harleen still here? Because I saw it was your birthday. And if you'd like a reading, I would like to give you one. Yay, birthdays. So what is your question? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I would not suggest that. Like, yeah, we should never have fear in an intimate relationship. I understand we can get very scared, be very reactive, but when we add fear to a relationship, it compromises the integrity of it. Bring flowers next time. Yeah, never guns. Guns and dating, guns and love, guns and women, unless you guys are hunters, don't work. They have a way of disrupting. If you think about intimate relationships, the only gun in that relationship should be the one you actually have. Okay, is Harleen here? If not, I will move on and get to them when they come back. Good night. Good night. Good luck. Okay, speak so well. I do not see Harleen. So who is the next person? And then I will go back to them if they show up. And the next person called, please come up with a very specific question, and I can be more clear in your energy. Okay, who is it? Oh, you're trying to figure out that. Okay, well, in the meantime, if you have something to drink, eat, or whatever, please join me. I was into the giant cups way before anyone else was, so I'm not like on that trend. I drink protein shakes every day. Okay, Louisa. So Louisa, what is your question? I would love to answer your direct question. I'm trying to go with the flow of energy. We got resistance at the beginning and wrath. So I'm like really using that energy. Like, what is coming to me? What is being brought forward? Will I move home and meet anyone this year? Those are two very different questions, but I will try to see what comes out. Okay, let's see. Will you move home? Do you want to move home? I'm not sure you want to move home. It kind of feels you do. Okay, so then you see home as kind of like in this picture, this like the safe place. That's great. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I don't want to give a reading on, yeah, okay. The heart, you got kitchen, which to me talks about that's where your heart is. Oh, and I love this. I've been getting a lot of these little orb bubbles. It's actually what I create when I'm doing you guys' energy so that I can look and feel that little bubble of energy. And you have it right here. So, okay, this is going to have a lot of opportunities when you move home. I do see that. Like the sun is rising. The sun is rising, and it's your energy is able to grow, cook. And kitchens, that's where things get cooking, right? So I do get that energy. Okay, let's get some clarity with the tarot. Ooh, and it landed in my lap. Oh, yeah. Okay, see, here's another orb. You got all this fire and these orbs. So you're going to have a lot of options because you're going to feel really in your strength, in your power. So you're going to have to make some decisions. And when you make this decision to go home, you're following where you think the best opportunity for you is. But then you're going to get there and you're going to realize, oh my gosh, there's a lot of, now I have to make even more choices. Now I have to make even more. That was actually the easiest decision that you could make. And now you've got to make the harder choices. My Nana's in my house. Where they're from. Oh, cool. And oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so you got the Four of Wands. This is all about a celebration. This could be about a union, a marriage, and see all this glowing red energy. Like I keep talking about, it's right there, like the same kind of glowing energy. All these orbs, it's cooking. So yeah, I get a really great feeling about this. I do see that there's somebody might be tying the knot or coming together. Even if you're not getting married immediately, there's some kind of union, there's some kind of celebration. People are very excited to see you. They're happy to get your energy back in that environment. It feels good. It feels good. Yeah, Page of Swords. You're bringing in a new, like, a breath of fresh air to this environment. You are like passionate, you have a lot of potential, you have a lot to give, and things grow around you. So I love that energy. Okay. So I haven't seen the person whose birthday it was. So who is here? And if anybody who was on the list hasn't gotten their reading that signed up in the on the community page, please let me know. You're welcome. I'm excited. That felt great. I was excited by your energy. I want you to move back to my, where I live. We need more people like you here. Affinity. Okay, Affinity, what is your question? Affinity. Affinity. No birthday kid yet. Yeah, they're probably out celebrating. I wouldn't sit on the computer if I didn't have to. I'm enjoying this, but I'm saying, like, if I had something, it was my birthday. Well, my birthday's on the 1st of February, so it's coming out. I don't think I'll be here. No offense to you guys, but I might. Who knows? Maybe it'll be fun. I've never had a YouTube birthday celebration. Okay, so Finity, what? Okay, KT's here. I like your reading. You read and I will keep you posted. Okay. So you got the Strength card, number 8. Yesterday was the 8th of the month. But what I get here is you're kind of... This is a very interesting energy. It's like you're... I'm going to get some more... Like you're taming yourself. Like you're coming to peace with your spiritual and your base needs, your sensuality, your ability to manifest. And then you got the Ace of Pentacles. Oh yeah, I'm getting a lot of, like, even your picture is, I can't really see you, but I can see your little thing, and it's yellow, and it reminds me of this pentacle. It reminds me of the lion's color. So what I get here is that you're like, You're making peace with your shadow and you're like the person you present to everyone. You're like, oh, okay, you're not scary. We actually can work together, and that creates strength in me. That's that fire. And the universe is like, okay, finally you got it. You went through the portal. You finally stopped, you know, hitting the brick wall here when there was an opening. So here's your opportunity. Here's uh, your seed to plant. Here's your future. And it couldn't hand you that because you kept missing the portal. You were feeling like like, you know, every time you got too close, you would go up against your shadow side, your animal instincts. You're feeling like, oh, you know, I've got to be very reserved and very collected and be in touch with spirit and all this stuff. And the universe is like, no, 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 you have to have balance, yin yang. Like, quit shutting your shadow out. Quit shutting this beast that you are, because that's your passion, that's your fire, that's your strength. And bring here, now that you've gotten it, you can see clearly there's a path forward. And so you couldn't see that before. It's like the light. It's like the sun coming in, and the universe is like, okay, you're finally ready. Here you go. You're complete. Yin yang. Now you can shine brightly. Now you can move your energy forward. You're wearing yellow today? That is so cool. That is really cool. Yeah, you were looking at things through these glasses with the Two of Swords here. You were looking at things through these glasses, so you could not see the opening. All you kept seeing is is this brick wall, and you're like, I'm tired. I don't want to go up against this brick wall. It's hurting. You know, every time I try, I just get knocked down again, and I don't end up going anywhere. So the universe is like, take off the glasses. Take off the rose-colored glasses. You are just as much of a lion as all the rest of us. You stop playing small. You got to take full ownership, full responsibility of who you are, and that's shining the light. The glasses were actually getting in your way. So now you can move forward, and I really like this. I really like this energy. Yeah, I think you got the Fool card. Let's see, Infinity, number 8. So yeah, like you're taking a whole new journey, and you feel strong enough to do it. And if you don't yet, meditate. You wear glasses. Yeah, sometimes there's the funniest thing. My kid, who's a teenager, they messed up their prescription and did it completely wrong. And so my kid kept going, I can't see. And I was like, you just got glasses. What are you talking about? Go to the doctor, and they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So maybe that's for someone. Make sure that your prescription's correct. Okay, who is next? Oh, I'm not saying you're a kid. I'm saying it can happen to anyone. I'm saying that sometimes we're like, what's wrong with this situation? And we realize it's actually not us. It's something that was done incorrectly, and we just settled for it. KT. Okay, KT, what is your question? And I'm going to move around a little bit. I'm going to ring. Actually, today, instead of ringing the bell, I got this little cool medicine bowl. It's for the crown, so it's a higher vibration. I have other ones too. So I really like that tone. It's really nice. Okay, and I have a candle burning while I'm doing this, and it keeps changing, and I got to pay attention to it while I'm doing your readings. A general reading. Okay. What's next? Okay, that's a little more specific. I appreciate it. Affinity, if you come back another time, or if you book a private reading, I can give you more. These are like one after the other. I also stop in for a coffee hour. Speak So Won't wants me to do it every day, and I'm like, we'll see. So what's next? What's next is very interesting, because you got the Emperor and the Fool card. And so what's next is like what I keep getting for everybody, with these two very different energies of wrath and resistance. is that it's really up to you. We're going to have a shift, and it's going to be like a crossroads. You're going to reach a branch in your future. And this is probably going to happen, you know, in the next few days leading up to the full moon. And you know, you're going to have to trust what feels good to you. Like in this option as the emperor, yeah, you've got everything you could want, but you're in one place. You're there. You can, you know, venture out, but you're in a solid place. You're not moving anywhere. There's like a wall here. There's, you know, there's an old goat, you know, and here's the staff of life. So your life is more settled. Or you can have more of a bohemian sort of thing of going forward, like a dog. You know, dogs, you know, are free. Each day is a new adventure. Things that happen to them, usually, you know, I have a dog with an anxiety disorder, so that's not always true. But each day, each new experience is something new. So which are you more inclined to have as your foundation? Are you wanting to go more in a free-flowing direction, or are you more in a stable, in one place direction? Those are very different energies, so I can get some clarity on each one. Your dog does what? It makes sense with my life now. Okay, so you will have, like, so with the Emperor, yeah, you're going to have a lot of fanfare, but you're going to be kind of removed from other people. Like I said, this is a very fixed energy. This is a very solid energy, and there's a lot of this similar color here, but there's not a lot of movement. You can move within a certain amount of place, but you have a lot of security. Okay, that's great. So, like, to clarify the full card, you got the Ace of Cups. So this is 0 and then 1. So yeah, as you're adventuring, as you're being more free-flowing, there's an opportunity that's going to come in, and it's going to, this is the flower of life. So we have both life in here and life in this card. So it really depends on what kind of life you want to have. Either way has great outcomes. It's really feeling good either way, but it really depends on overall looking at the situation, meditating on it, and going even a pros and cons list and being like, okay, if I go this direction, this is the possible outcome. If I go this direction, this is the possible outcome. Which do I like better? And then going in that direction. But either one has infinite possibilities. Okay. Who is next? I like the sun, but now it's getting a little intense. Makes my eyes hard to see. Okay. Ah, there we go. Whew. Okay, so who is next? Oh, I'm glad. I hope it was helpful. Okay. Jadi, are you? Oh, you're asking if people are here. What is your question? Wow, we're almost at 2 hours. What is your question, Jadi? JD. Jeez. my name skills not so good. JD, do you have a question? Ray, yes, I do. I think we're learning a lot more about what life is. Okay, I'm not seeing, JD is not answering me. So if I can do someone else. Oh, wait. So I know I will get financial stability through my job. But my question is, will it be by my actual work or due to the accident I had at work? Oh, God. Yeah, that's one of those things about manifestation. Be careful about what you feel. Like, if you're like, I just need money. There's that story about someone getting injured and then they get a big check. That happens to a lot of people because your intention isn't being put out into the world of, I want to feel wealthy. I want to be happy and wealthy. It's, I want money. And, oh, December 13th, yikes. I think that was actually, so that to me tells me there was kind of an ending, or there needs to be an ending to your way of manifesting. Like I was talking about. That's one of those hard lessons people don't realize. It's like the universe doesn't understand what your intention is. Like if you're being too literal, if you're going, I just want money, it'll get you money, but it might be in an awful way. Okay. Yeah, the 6 of Pentacles here, what I get here is like, do you remember Jack and the Beanstalk? Like, so he sold the cow and then he got the beans. So it's what you make of this. So you probably will get some money from, I think you're going to get some money from this injury. And now I want you to take that and manifest actually what you really want. Money came to you. You manifested a raise. Okay, that could be this. Totally. Let me get an oracle card. That's kind of cool. What I see is like you rolled the dice, but you didn't realize the dice were like circular, like these. You didn't realize the dice were like circles, so no matter which way you did it, it was going to roll in your favor. So you tried to control and say, okay, I want this or that specific thing, instead of seeing that it actually has to be a circular request. It's a different set of dice than you thought it was. Oh, wow, you were sandwiched by the elevator doors. Oh my gosh. That is really awful. I'm so sorry. Like, whoa. So, yeah, it's time to rest. We have 42 people in here, and this is 42. This is a time to take, and 77 likes. So this is a time to take a break. Like, I think the universe was trying to tell you, you've been working really hard. You're getting what you want, but maybe this was a sign that there's now a need to pull back your energy a bit and put it into yourself. Let's see. Yes, please come up with a question if you have one. In the meantime, they recommended physical therapy. They didn't even do an x-ray. Okay, so now this is, like I said, take this time to rest and recuperate. It's very important with the sloth here that you rest and you take your time healing. If you feel a pain when you're doing physical therapy that doesn't feel right, do not do it. It has to really resonate with you. And that's the only way you can heal. And be very picky about how you proceed forward. This was kind of a sign from the universe of like, hey, are you going the right direction? Is this making you happy? Is this going to manifest what you want? Or are you just blindly taking whatever the universe gives you? Like, oh, okay, I have a high position. But I mean, what were the chances of an elevator door doing that to you? Like, we have to remember that life is so precarious. One day we're here, one day we're not. And one day we're physically, you know, physically able, the next day we're disabled. And that changes your life. That's got to change your mindset too. When your life changes, you have to actually go with the pace of what your body now can deal with, and think about what options you have. Like, you're not a passenger in your life to decide what you want. Okay. You were embarrassed? Oh, no, that shouldn't ever happen. Like, oh my gosh, what if that happened to a child? You know, that might not just be pain and being able to recuperate. Like, so, you know, or someone very small, you know, or what if it on somebody who wasn't feeling very, you know, physically able. Yeah, I do. With the sloth there, it was like this hug. So if you have someone that can really like be like, hey, oh my gosh, like, are you okay? If you don't have someone doing that, you can do that for yourself. It's really important to make sure you're touching base. Like, that's a scary experience. Okay, so what is your question? Yeah, the elevator hugged you. It's not good. Sometimes hugs are not good. The elevator really liked you, apparently. Elevator was a little needy. Okay. So, what is your question? VASUDHA. Oh, okay. I'll try to go through the why. Oh, wait, here. What am I being told about my finances? When I simply put down my head and study, I feel like I'm not meant to do that. Why do I feel like sometimes fighting with people that try to bring others or me down? I off the bat, what I get is that you already know. You're getting defensive with other people because they're telling you something you already know. And when you like put everything away and you close your eyes and you're just in your head, you know the truth. And you don't want to deal with that because that truth will mean a change. That truth will mean a drastic change. It will mean that maybe others will be proved right. But that's about our ego. Like, do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? So you can continue along. You can continue along going up the resistance of what your path is, and that you're like, I'm just going to keep going this direction because I've gone this direction. Like we keep talking about being on that path, are you going to just keep continuing down it even though you see that you're never going to be happier? It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. And then you're getting angry at people who are bringing this up to you. They're not trying to bring you down. They might actually be trying to tell you, hey, look, you're not seeing, you know, you're just like pushing for something that isn't resonating with you. Other people can sometimes see what's not making us happy. Doing to others. However, I do think I'm on the right path in my career. But you said when you put your head down, you don't feel like you're on the right path. Like, I do get this kind of dualistic thing. It's like, oh, well, no, I want this. It is the right thing for me. But when you're in that space and other people around you're like, I don't think so. I mean, I really get here. You've got to deal with the truth of how you're feeling because it's not going to get easier. Believe me, I get the feeling I'm older than you, and it's not about me being older. It just means I've been through more times of going down the wrong path, knowing it wasn't the right path for me, getting angry at everyone around me, and getting agitated because they keep on like telling me the truth that I don't want to see, that I know. But I'm like, oh, okay, I did it again, and I did it again, and I did it again, and I will keep doing it. You know, there's all these like rungs here, like a ladder, until I learn, until I learn to really focus. And what I see is you should go within, meditate instead of just putting your head down while you're in the middle of studying. Actually intend to yeah, but you should be making the opportunities. They shouldn't just be like, okay, this pops up like in the air. Like, oh, here's this and here's that. Oh, yeah, yeah, I'll go in that direction. What is your truth? Have you taken the time to really, sit down, go, from this career path, I see my life going this way. And do I like that? Because it doesn't feel like you're going to be happy until you actually accept that you're making these decisions. They're not coming into your life. The decisions you're making are like I said, a ladder. So you're on this path right now, and you're not saying that you don't have to be on this path. So you're seeing the opportunities that are coming in as just coming in, but they're only coming in because you're on this path. If you were on a different path, you'd have different opportunities. Yeah. So making sure that you're really focusing on what's resonating with you. So again, meditate, stop resisting, being in touch with yourself. Even if you spend 5 minutes a day, nothing going on, and just lay there, sit there for 5 minutes. It'll really get your truth flowing. Okay, so Betty Boop, what is your question? I didn't see you on the list, so I don't think you have. Did the person who had the question about the mediator, attorney, or both of my case ever show up? Do we know that? If not, I'll just write it in the comments. Yes, but see, that's a truth. You're afraid of falling off your path, of not following this path, and then what will you have? Well, you might have a better opportunity. If you're not happy and you keep going down a path that's really not making you happy, but it's like, oh, okay, well, I'll make the best of this. Eventually, you're going to be very unhappy, and you will manifest things in your life that will knock you off that path, because you're like going against the wind. You're like creating your foundation of feeling very agitated and resistant, and you're going to attract that to yourself. So take back your power, and that's your power, making that, being very truthful with yourself. If you choose, now see here, you can still do this. You can still meditate and think about this and then go, you know what? Yeah, this is the path I am choosing. I choose it. And then that takes your power back. Otherwise, you're just being like, a passenger. It's like you're on a train and you're like, oh, I can't get off. Okay, I'll just make the best of this train ride. And it's like, do one or the other. It's like, okay, well, I accept that I've been in situations before, and I'm like, okay, I know exactly that this isn't working for me, but I'm choosing this. And that's where your power comes in. That's where the truth comes in. Okay. Great. I'm glad. Okay, Betty Boop, your question is, do you have anything on lights turning on and off? Enjoying life again. Thank you. Yes, lights going on and off. So we actually have electrical field. And sometimes we're not being aware of that there's certain things that need to get our attention. We're not actually grounded in our energy, so we're actually just kind of flying out. Like, think about the sun lately. The sun has all these plasma rays. It's just like ejecting, but it's responding actually to the gravitational differences on the earth. So they're interacting with each other. But if you're not aware of the power you have and controlling it and learning how to use it as a tool to empower yourself, it's going to fly all over the place. So accept the fact that you actually have a magnetic electric field. As soon as you accept that, you start realizing how you're interacting. I mean, all of us have shocked people, right? We're conducting electricity. All of us have, touch something and it like creates that spark. And if you haven't, you know, turn off the lights and rub a blanket, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. But that exists everywhere, whether you're observing it through your eyes, because what we observe through our eyes is very limited compared to what is actually present. There's a lot of talk about plasma and energy fields and stuff like that. Okay, so let's see. I would think I needed the lights on and it came on. Yeah, see, you're not realizing that you have the power. Look at this King of Pentacles. See, he has his eyes closed and he has the ability to manipulate things out of himself. He's kind of like a current. See, here's one, the positive and the negative, or vice versa. And what this is telling you is you have a very powerful person. And when we deny that we're powerful, we can actually pretend that the things going on in our lives are out of our control. But when we take power, when we realize how powerful we are, that we can do things like that, we can, you know, think about someone and really feel that we want them to interact with us. And then all of a sudden we get a phone call or a text or an email, and it's like, oh wow, that's a coincidence. No, that's your power. But with that, a lot of people don't want to admit how powerful they are and how much they have control over their environment, because that will mean that they have to take responsibility for everything that's going on in their lives. And most people don't want to do that. Good or bad, like, we want to take responsibility for only the good things in our lives. And it's like, oh, but when, so what I see here is you're starting to accept the truth of that. You're stopping resisting the flow of your own power, of your own energy. You're like, when you just stop resisting it, like we keep getting resist, the energy of agitation will slow down and it'll actually be focused. And that's a strength. But like I said, the consequence of that is then you start going, oh God, I'm creating everything in my life that I don't like. Two, if I want to create what's good in my life, I have to accept the fact that I'm creating everything in my life. Like, that is your perception. That is your reality. But I do see you accepting this. I feel very, grounded energy in this. So I really do like this. We all have the power to do that. We just don't always want to accept it. Oops. Okay. Way too many cards. Yeah, I think we don't want to take on the weight of what that means, but we don't realize it's actually very freeing, because when we realize we can manifest and create whatever we want, that's actually a freedom to create. But instead of seeing it as a burden on something that you have to carry, see it as an opportunity to, you know, see the unseen. Look behind you, you know, take the bridge, like, to make the bridge between your power and your manifestations. Okay, so who is next? Oh, I'm going to do a few more because I've been on for almost 2.5 hours. Whew, time flies when I'm hanging out with you guys. Allie, what is your question? Allie, what is your question? And you guys talk to each other in the comments, because I've noticed, like, when I go on people's live streams, that it's someone in the comments sometimes that has the answer to what I've been wondering. And it really does help. Hi, Allie. What is your... Oh, can you please check the reason for me being so badly stuck in life? I feel like it's to do with someone or some entity. I had cleansed my energy, but it hits me back to back as if someone is after me. Okay, well, the only way to deal with that with non-physical entities is to really strengthen your meditative muscles, your protection muscles. I do things like I put salt around my entire property. I just get a big box of salt, and I walk around and I just put it there. And it's interesting what ends up happening. I take salt baths. I use rose water. And I don't care what anybody thinks. I use sounds. And I meditate every day. I use it like like I said, I used to be an athlete, and I had to do that every day. I had to do, learn how to breathe correctly. I had to learn to harness the muscles within me. Yeah, that's great. So keep doing that. And what I want you to do is when you're doing your meditation, I want you to imagine a giant bubble around you. And within that bubble, and then I want you to take up space all around you, though. It can't just be a bubble like right here. It has to be about like 3 feet, 4 feet around you, and around your feet, the bottom of your feet, going into the ground or the floor, and surrounding you, especially in the back of us. That's where a lot of the entities are hiding. If you get these pains in your neck or on your back, and all of a sudden it's because there's something there. There's someone's directed energy or some kind of entity energy that is coming into your space, and you're not seeing it because we don't pay attention to the back of us. We don't like feel for that. We're outwardly focused. We'll see our periphery a little bit and feel our periphery a little bit. Don't worry, because see, the more attention you give to what the entity is, you are actually drawing attention to it. So you're like trying to focus and go, is this person doing this or that? Hey, believe me, I've been there. I was just like doing all these protections against someone in my own space. And what I realized was I was actually drawing it to me because I was searching out, is it them? And I was putting out sensors. I was putting out lines, threads to see if it was them. And what that was doing was actually tying them to me. So I would sever any sort of connection and make sure that your personal space is completely clear of anyone's energy. And when you do that, it won't matter who they are. Take your energy back, call for your energy to come back to you because it's yours, and return theirs to sender. Think of it like a package. Like something shows up at your house and you're like, ew, this is gross. I don't want this. It smells, it's leaking. Think of the National Lampoon's Holiday Vacation with grandma there. I don't want this in my house. No, return to sender. It's not a weird thing. It's actually just like, I don't want that. I don't want it. I don't have to accept it. I refuse to sign for it. And when you stop interacting with that energy, it's going to stop interfering with you because you are actually drawing it to yourself, whether you understand that or believe that or not. It can't enter your space if you don't allow it to. If you don't open the door and go, hey, are you there? Who's there? Who's, obsessively calling me? Who's obsessively, talking about me behind my back? None of your business. Your only business is keeping your energy clear. Okay, I will check, but I want to make sure you understand that you are actually asking me to call on their energy. Okay, I'm going to get this card first. Like I was talking about the river, so you can close things off and make sure that nothing can get into your space. What I see here is you're kind of adding fuel to the fire with this fuel station. So really your present energy to me is feeling like you have the ability to close this down and close this off. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to let this go? Like a lot of us think we are ready to let things go, but we want karma for these people. If they're doing something to us, we want them to get karma, but then we're attracting that to ourselves. So I'll look at your cards and see what else there is, but I'm getting that you really need to focus on your own energy. And when you do that, you won't even care what anybody else is doing because it won't even enter your mind. Now, if they're doing something illegal, call the police. If they're doing something, but if they're doing something energetically, you have to realize that you're allowing that in. And I had to learn that too. So this is keeping you kind of stuck. You got the tiger. I've never actually gotten this, a giant headed tiger. So you're in your head. Yeah. Okay. You're in your head and that's keeping you stuck. So the energy I get for you is that you need to move forward. You need to follow your passion and adventures. We also got river. So it's like, I need you to get out there. You know, we got fuel station too. Maybe take a little trip, get out of your head. Yeah. Because your head is swimming, you know, it's like, it's all, you're stuck in there. And let's see. Yep. You got to move away from this. Go on a little trip, even if it's just a drive, even if it's just, you know, taking a walk. I really want every time you're in this energy of wondering about someone else, I want you to go take a walk or take a little day trip. And I want you to get out of your scenery so that you can actually, you know, manifest your passions back for yourself. Yeah, a psychologist would be great. I see a psychologist every week. You know, I read a lot of people's energy. I deal with a lot of stuff in my life, and it's important to have someone to talk to who's neutral. But I see that if you take this forward, if you really listen and you start focusing on yourself, you'll be very prosperous, and you'll start feeling passion again for life. You'll start wanting to really venture out there and grow new opportunities. But yeah, it's going to come in quickly when you finally decide to ignore who the hell cares what anybody else is thinking about you. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ellie. Okay, so I'm going to do a few more because it's getting late and I have been sitting here for over 2.5 hours because I get prepared and, you know, get the energy ready. So I'm usually sitting here for like a half an hour before I even start this. Okay, so who... yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to go really quickly through a few people. So what's going to happen now so that we can... Speak So Well is going to make a list of 3 people. Whoever's on that list and gives me their question first, I'm going to take their reading first. And so we can move through this, yay, go through this a little quicker. Will I find love in the next couple of months since I've been single for 16 years? Well, that's funny you should say, because for the last 16 years, we've been in, Pluto has been in Capricorn, and that has been a rough time for most people, especially spiritual people, but pretty much everyone. It's been about establishments. So now we're moving into Pluto in Aquarius. And, and that's bringing a lot of stuff up, a lot of people's energy that's changing. What you have to remember about that is if you're still functioning in that time period of being single, you've gotten used to that. Your energy now resonates as a single entity. You don't need anyone, and that's great. You don't need anyone. So now you're going to need to attract, you're going to need to go for a different energy. The one that actually doesn't need anyone else, but it wants to grow with you. So let's see what your energy says in the next, those cards are hard to read. I'm going to, oh, I forgot about these. So let's get you one of these and see what it says. So you have to decide, okay, is the prospect of a new love worth risking your serenity? I think we forget that relationships can be very stressful. It can take away from our serenity that we have. It can take away from, it can be fun and stuff, it can be exciting, but in the long run, are we losing something by getting in a relationship? Are we what are we gaining? You've got to decide what you really want, because if you're putting forward, well, like, I'm just happy by myself, like you can't add anything, and yeah, it might be fun for a minute, but in the meantime, I really just enjoy my own company. I enjoy being able to have the freedom to do whatever I want, because people don't realize that about relationships. You get into a relationship, you can't have everything your own way. You can't, like, oh, you know, I want to just stay in. Well, they're going to be like, well, wow, I feel rejected now. So yeah, so you get the Two of Wands. Great, thanks. This is about asking a question. Like, you have to decide where you want to put your energy. Is a relationship worth it to you? Will it add to your life? Because, and you can be more picky in that way. So I get in the next 2 months, it could be a little sooner, but at least in the next 2 months or sometime in February, you're going to have to make a decision. Do you want to continue on your own path where you feel very serene, very complete, or do you want to venture into a new flame? And let's see. So I do get that there's probably going to be love if you put yourself out there. And it can be very, very fulfilling, but you have to remember, now you're sharing all these cups with someone else. Before, you could have them all by yourself. So you can have 10 of cups by yourself. You can also have it with someone else that could come in. You can have fulfillment either way. You have to decide if this is adding to your life, or if it's not adding to your life, it's going to take away, and that's unnecessary. I don't feel like you need a relationship, but I do feel like there's going to be an opportunity for one. So I don't know. Okay, who is next? The Adventure 12. So who gave me their question first? You're funny, speak so well. Okay. You're welcome. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so Speak So Well put 3 people down. Whoever gives me the question first, I will do your reading. I also need to do Speak So Well. Okay, but they have to give me a question. So that's who will get the next reading. You got to do some of the work. When I do personal readings, I ask people to be very specific about what they're asking. So I will be offering personal readings. Okay, I don't see any of those people asking a question. Oh, wait. Okay. So my name is Claire. Koala Collective is the collective. But I love koalas, so I don't mind you calling me that. I'm in a deep financial trouble, but is my business going to help? Let's see. Hi. Oh, no, I'm not upset. I love koalas, so it's a total I'm not surprised people call me that. Ooh. So you got the jealousy card. I'm going to clarify this because this is about 5. 5 is change. 5 is, and then you were asking about finances, jobs, career. So I feel like your job is very fulfilling to you, and someone might be a little jealous of this. So even though you might want to think about who you have around you, because they're seeing you in a jealous manner, in a jealous way, and that's bringing in kind of some stumbling blocks to your fulfillment. So let's get a card, and I'm going to use this because I like the. Ooh, okay. This is very interesting energy because I get that you're in the Ten of Swords because everything that's happening, your financial problems are really getting you down. But what I do see is that something is going to grow, to be born, to a celebration. So this could be about your business. So yeah, I see that you can't have these two energies at once at the same time. It's just not going to happen. So you have to decide that you're going to get out of this mindset of like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I'm in trouble. And you have to see that this is going to grow, but it needs your attention. It needs your passion. Yeah. Because I feel this lack with the Five of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, this jealousy card. I get more of this, like you have to protect your business from you. Oh my God, that's what it is. So your energy is showing up as very freaked out. Like, oh my God, this is the end of me. How am I going to make it out of this? And that's getting in the way of your business growing. It needs your fire. It needs your attention. It needs your love there. But I do see, you know, like the devil here is in the fact that you're not seeing that this is you. You're letting things like fear and pain and like the loss, the potential, the anxiety get in the way of your growth. Okay. So who is the next person, and do you have a question? Oh, isn't that person on the list? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Your question was about the mediator, attorney, or both on my case, right? And then I will get, but I already had an answer for you because I accidentally started reading you earlier when you weren't here. So what I got from your energy, and I'll pull more cards, but what I got from your energy is that if there is a possibility of mediating, I think that's the best course of action. You once you hire, so a mediator is going to bridge that gap. A mediator is going to try to bring the two parties to an agreement. A lawyer, on the other hand, will like go after this person. So it's already going to cause a conflict. If there is, I want you to think about the situation and go, is there any chance, not from your fear standpoint but real facts, like if you're writing it down on a piece of paper, okay, here's the chance of this person agreeing to compromise. And if there's any chance that you guys can compromise, what I see is that you should hire a mediator. And then if need be, get a lawyer. But it shouldn't be a threat. It should just be there's no other option. Yeah. Like making sure that like this, if this person is just concerned about their own self-interest and they are not willing, that's very interesting. Look, we have wrath, which is 54, and 45, which is self-interest. So those are nines. That's going on right now. That's this year. You have to look at this situation and be like, is there a chance that I can work with this person? I want to see if you said anything. So is there a chance that you could mediate with this person and come to an agreement, even a small chance? Okay, he is very stubborn. Okay, but I didn't ask that. I said, is there even a little bit of a chance? If there is not, then don't waste your time doing mediation. I was working with somebody and I was like, they're never gonna, what's the point of getting a mediator? This person has already decided. And I was like, okay, now I need to put my focus into getting a lawyer and going that direction. So there's a slight chance. Okay, then I would go with the mediator. I would see this as an olive branch. If you are open, like if you go into mediation and you're very open, you're not resistant to mediating, to compromising, not compromising yourself, but making a fair compromise. Use this as an olive branch. Here, I'm not going straight for the lawyers. I'm going for a mediator. I want to work with you. And having that feeling of like, I'm open to compromise could change the very, way this is going to go. A lot of us, as soon as we hear lawyer, it's just like, oh, there's nowhere else to talk. There's no way to move forward here. We're just going to fight. And that's unfortunate because I used to want to be a lawyer, but now I don't because it's changed so much. So yeah, changing your perspective, go into this process, this mediation process with an open mind, not making any predetermined decisions about how this person is going to act. Be completely open and take ownership that you chose this. And so you're going to work really hard. You might have to offer something, but what you get back will be, respect for yourself and the chance to not have a fight, because legal fights are no fun. Okay. I'm just reading what you guys are talking about. Wow, thank you. I hope that's true. That would be amazing. Okay, so is there a few more people? Because it's 2 hours and 40 minutes. So let's just do a few more people. Oh, thank you so much. Wow, that's very kind of you. And please let me know how it goes. I'm always curious. I really do care about you guys. When I got your question yesterday, I was like, oh, okay, I'm really going to think about this. I'm going to really put out the energy. Okay. So if there's nobody that's been sitting here. Okay. Going through a Kundalini. Wow. That's intense. Shar, that is intense experience. Like people don't know what that is. And when you go through it, it's like, whoa, that's amazing. I've never been through that before. And I think that's what people don't realize. They expect a certain thing. They think they can understand it when you go through it. Okay, who am I reading for? Is there... Whoa. Hey, Ahmet, could you please stop spamming? Thank you. Think about it like this way. If you were sitting right in front of me, if you just kept saying the same thing to me over and over and over again, it would be very jarring. So asking a question, then life is hard. Okay, did life is hard ask a question? I'm not sure if life is hard. I'm going through a hard time. Life is hard. You're going through a hard time. Okay, so you want some clarity on that. Okay, I'm going to do life is hard and one more person financially. And then I'm going to do speak so well if you still want a reading. If not, I can catch you on the next one. I know you'll be here. So life is hard. You're going through something financially. Okay. Oh, Crystal Ball has been here for a while. So, okay, maybe life is hard, and then I don't want to mess things up. Speak so well. Containment. There's something holding back your finances. If you look in this cauldron, it's full of gold coins, but there's fire around it. There's fire under it. So it's melting the gold. And therefore you can't really use the gold. You even interact with it. You can't interact with the abundance because it's, there's something changing the, now let me see what else I get. Yeah, the foundation, the function of it. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to use these cards. Yeah. Oh, that's really awesome. Thanks. I'm glad to hear that. 444. Yeah, it's 344 here, but there's 44 people in here. That's a lot of 44s. I've been seeing so many synchronicities lately. It's been incredible. It's been really... 9 of Wands. Okay, you're feeling, you've been working and working, and look at the steam and the fire here. You've been working and working, but you feel like it's not going anywhere. This isn't growing the way it should. It's not manifesting. It's not showing up in your life the way it should, so that you can actually use the hard work you've been doing to create, to manifest in your home, in your own personal life. Remember, I've been doing this for 2 hours and 45 minutes, so I'm getting a little tired. But what I see is when you shift your way of thinking with the Chariot here, when you shift how you're trying to manifest, what you're doing, you just got to change something. Like, slow up on the gas, like slow down, really focus, and making sure that you're conscious of that you're in control of how you're creating wealth. It's not showing up the way you want it to because you're going too fast. You're like really driven towards it. Yeah, there's just so much fire energy here. There's just like fire in this card, fire in this card, fire in this card, movement, and the Queen of Wands, again, more fire. So what I get here is that you got to slow down and direct the passion, direct the focus, because right now it's just all over the place and it is not targeted on what you actually want to create. Yeah, because see, in order, this is the world, but what I see here is the Wheel of Fortune in the background. In order for this wheel to turn, if the gas is turned up really high, imagine cooking with that high of a level of thing, trying to cook something really fast at a really high flame. You're going to burn it. It's going to be destroyed, or it's going to melt the pan. It's so hot. So you're not, your level of push or force in the situation is actually firing, like backfiring. So slow down, get centered, and really focus your energy. You'll realize that you're using less energy. There's the Knight of Wands. There's just a lot of, you're ready to you take charge, and the universe is saying, hey, slow down. Like, slow down. Like, put things in order. So that's what I'm getting. Okay. Do you want, yeah, it's about learning. It is. I don't even know what you guys are talking about, but that's always true. Okay, so I am getting really tired. Is there someone else that you had already said that they were going to do you wanted to oh yeah, Crystal. Okay. So I'm going to just take a moment to, get my energy in line. Okay. So, Cristobal, what is your question? And then I'll answer your question. And Speak So Well, do you want a reading today, or do you want to catch me on the next coffee hour? Which Speak So Well is trying to get me to do every day. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I wasn't sure. I'm never sure if it's going to help anybody. Oh, okay. Catch me on the flip side. Hello, Brett. So, Cristobal, what? Hi, Rosa. I'm about to log off for today, but I will be back very soon. Can you go off my energy? Sure. I like that you're going against the resistance. Usually I want people to pick a question because they're being very resistant to defining what they want. But what I get from you is more, you're like, okay, I'm going with the flow. What's coming forward? The Knight of Pentacles, whatever it is moving very slowly, but it's coming in. But it's moving very slowly, ploddingly, like, oh yeah, I have all day. I'm going to smell the flowers and I'm going to go about. Thank you so much. And so I am going to pop up for coffee hours. It'll look like Coffee with Claire. If you go to your settings and turn on all notifications, it's in your settings, I believe, not on YouTube. You're more likely to see when I'm on, because I'm just going to randomly pop up. Okay, and then you got the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is usually about moving away from something, but what I get here is that it's kind of like an irrigation system. It's like putting one thing and then like connecting them all. And thank you so much. Wow, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I know a lot of people don't watch the videos, and I'm like, I really enjoy making them. I don't want to stop making them, but they don't seem to draw as many people. And so just because I want to do it doesn't mean other people want it. So this energy is about putting things in order, not moving quickly, but actually putting things in the correct order, taking your time with it, getting organized, you know, making sure that everything's balanced. Like when you're watering a plant, I got some advice on my poor plant here. And I'm like, thank you so much, because I didn't know what it needed. So that's kind of what you're doing for yourself. In your life, you're like, okay, yes, this area has enough energetic movement. This area doesn't. I mean, this kind of looks like our chakra columns. And so getting all of your energy in alignment and taking your time at it. And I get that you're doing that. I get that you're taking your time. And then this is where you're finding your strength. So you've got the Eight of Cups and why is the Strength card? That's interesting. The Strength card in this deck is 11. The Strength card is usually number 8. So that's very interesting, because we've been on the 11th. I think this is going to happen. You've been doing this slow and steady, and then all of a sudden on the 11th, there's going to be like, oh, wow, you turn this little knob, you know, activate it, and it goes to all the places it's supposed to. Everything's in alignment. So I really like this energy, because you got 8, which to me is infinity. You got this alignment. You got this very slow and steady but sure energy. And you got the Strength card, and it happens to be 11 on this one. So I think that's really great. I think you're on the right track. Just keep things like, you know, if you were setting something in rows to make sure that it got to every area, like I just keep thinking of irrigation systems. You would want to make sure that it's not missing some area. So just go over what's going on for you, and make sure that each place is clearly aligned. Like do a meditation and then go through your body, and if you feel some blockage in a certain area, really work on that area and releasing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, I'm getting very tired. Goodbye, Marcos. Rude. It's like, wow, people have no game. Okay. So there were 2 people that did, oh, are you sure? I want to make sure that you, got a okay, I'm dead. I'm exhausted. It's been almost 3 hours. Okay, I'm going to do more pop-ups. I'll see you guys soon. I love you guys so much. I love this channel. I'm so appreciative to all of you. You guys make me happy. I want to come on here. I'm going to be randomly popping up to do coffee hours. Sometimes I can't sleep, so I might show up in the middle of the night my time, or early in the morning or in the middle of the afternoon. But the Thursdays are consistent. And so please put your name on the list and show up on that day. And I'll be able to get to your question. But keep the notifications on. And when I pop up, you can like log on and we can have some coffee together and hang out. I love you guys. And I'll talk to you later. Bye. Thanks, Speak So Well, for everything you did. Bye.